Yeah, so before moving to the actual screens, I would like to give a brief overview of the idea because it was an hybrid idea selected under the open innovation section. So you all might not be knowing what I'm working on. So yeah, what I had proposed is community leaderboards and volunteer hours tracking. So what is community leaderboards? I propose that we will make a leaderboard for every organization wherein the admins could track the volunteer hours, number of pledges, number of posts, or the engagement of the members or the volunteers in the overall community, not the community, the organization across events, etc. So, yeah, why do we require leaderboards? These could be some of the reasons like why we will require leaderboards. And the leaderboards are not limited to admins, they would also be visible in the user portal. So, let's say it would like incentivize the users to actively engage in the organization. And maybe once the user tags are done, which Mitul was working on, we can also grant the tags, let's say most active or something like that to the users if they rank high on the leaderboards. And so once after leaderboard, another important model which I had proposed is volunteer hours tracking. So in events we have event actions. Event actions are like tasks which are assigned to members, but along with those tasks, I think admin will also need to measure or let's say track the number of hours which are required for those tasks. And this aspect will also come into play in the leaderboards while maintaining the leaderboards and all. So that's why volunteer hours tracking is required. And yeah, these are some of the important features. Now, after this, after the GSoC period, we also have in the leaderboards the tracking of pledges and participation in fundraising. So we had few issues regarding the campaigns, pledges and all. So I started working on those. I will show you what were those issues. Yeah. So this is how the pledges screen earlier looked like. This was the pledges screen before. These were some of the models. In the create pledge model, like there was no option to add the volunteers for a particular pledge. It was by default that when I create a pledge, only I will be assigned to that pledge. But we also have the feature to add one or more pledgers in a particular pledge. So redesigning of these screens were required: the fund screen, the campaign screen, and the pledges screen. And this was another issue for the funds, like the UI redesigning thing, and the search bar and filters were there, like the components were there, but they were not functional. The functionality in the backend was also missing for these features. And these are some of the models earlier. Yeah, and similarly, when we navigate from funds to campaigns and then campaigns to pledges, like there is a hierarchy in the screen. So we required something to backtrack to the screens and all. So yeah, so I implemented the breadcrumbs for it, which Peter was talking about maybe in the top bar. Now I'll show you the screens. Yeah, this is the admin portal. In admin portal, once we go to funds, yeah. So this is the funds. You can create funds. Similarly, we can edit those as well. And there are some sort options for this. Similarly, we can delete these funds. Yeah. Then from these funds, let's say I want to see the campaigns which are associated with these funds. And I can go to those campaigns from this button, view campaigns. Yeah, and this is the breadcrumbs which I was talking about. We can go back and forth from the screens to screens. So these are the campaigns. You can add a campaign. You can add the start date and end date for the campaigns, and let's say funding goals and the currency drop down. And similarly, search feature and sorting feature for campaigns. You can sort them basis of goals and end date. You can edit those, and if you want, you can delete those. Yeah, so this is the campaign screen, and from the campaign screen you want to see the pledges which are associated to this particular campaign. Then you can view those pledges from this button. When you click on view pledges, you are redirected to the pledges screen, and this is the hierarchy after funds, campaigns, and then pledges. So this is the pledges ka dashboard. In pledges dashboard, you can see the an overview of the campaign, the progress bar, which shows how much amount till now has been pledged and how much amount till now has been raised. In raised amount, I have kept it 0 because for raising amount, we actually need the integration of payments. And I think until 2025, we are not going to integrate payments in our application. So for now, I have kept it 0, but I've kept this component so that we can design the UI accordingly. So this is the progress bar which shows. Then, yeah, these are the pledges. So I want to delete this pledge. The progress bar updates accordingly. You can add a new pledge. I want to create a pledge wherein all these members will be added for this pledge. The start date and the end date. Yeah, so end date is limited to the end date of the campaign. Means I cannot add the end date for the pledge, which is after the end date of the campaign. Means if the end date of the campaign is 25th, so default the end date of the pledge would also be 25th. Yeah, here you can add the campaigns. Then we had more than 2 volunteers. So this is the UI, wherein you can see more volunteers which are associated with this pledge, pledgers which are associated with this pledge. And this is the donated wala thing, which will actually work when we have the payments integration in our application. Here you can search using the pledger's name. Similarly, there are some sort filters here, and sort them and edit thing. These screens were for the admin portal for the funds, campaigns, and pledges. Now, not exactly similar, but same screens would be designed for the user portal. Just give me a minute. I will have to switch the branches, GitHub branches. On the other branch, I have for the. Yeah, so in the user portal, there would be, I need to change these icons. I will change them. So let's say I want to see the campaigns which are for this organization.
Just for the
actually, I think
just for the sake of time.
In the
for the sake of time, I think we've got the general idea, and I think you know what needs to be fixed for this. So this is
yes.
Right, so this is good. I know that we've been going back and forth in the GitHub repositories about how to get some of this stuff done. So this is good, and I know that Tasneem has been asking questions about some of these things. So I think there's good progress here. But this is good to see, and just keeping track of pledges would be something that's going to be important for fundraising, just in general, no matter what the purpose of the organization is. So this is a good step for us to do. And
Yeah, and once this fundraising is done, like this is all for the website, and as the proposal was for hybrid, once the things for the web is done, then I will start working on the mobile application because some of the features were overlapping with, I guess, Parag's proposal. So first I will get done with the website wala thing, then I will start working on the mobile app.
Okay. All right. Good to see.
So, general overview.
All right. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. So Glenn, I think for the progress bar, maybe there shouldn't be an animation there. Just have like a static color. Because
animation
really
for what?
The progress bar for when someone makes a donation and it updates it to see if it meets the targeted goal. You should maybe just have like a solid color rather than that barbershop.
Okay,
type.
so instead of green color, I should use some other color, or maybe
No,
when
I'm
the
saying
goal is
that
reached.
I'm saying there shouldn't be an animation for the bar itself. It's not a loading screen, so you should just have like a single color that has no animation on it whatsoever.
Acha, there were stripes on the progress bar, so instead of stripes, you are saying just a plain progress bar kind of thing should be there.
Yeah, just a plain color.
You have a plain color, and I remember that the bar starts from the left and then expands to the right in an animation. But Dominic is also saying is that there shouldn't be an animation there as well.
Yeah, sure, I'll remember.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? No? All right. Thank you very much, Glenn. This has been good. Glad to see this.